celebrate freedom and liberty and get together as Republicans so we can win in November, or what? Are you pleased to be here? I want to thank Paul Westcott for having immigrated to New Hampshire. Paul's been a great refugee to New Hampshire. He's done a lot of good things. The only thing he didn't do was become a Patriots fan. And he roots for the, for the New York Giants. But otherwise, he's doing a pretty good job. I know. We had a little wager around the time of the Super Bowl. It was Betty's idea. Thank you, Betty, for offering this. I bet him a bowl of chili, or actually a pot of chili. That if the Patriots won, he'd make chili for me. And if the Patriots lost, I'd make chili for him. I love making chili. I want to say to you, I do make chili, and I made some for you, Paul. But that's the last time we're going to do that. We're going all the way. Paul's done a great job being a spokesman for conservative values and bringing guests to the program on WGIR, and I want to thank him for lending his time away from his family. He's got plenty to do, and he's here with us, and we appreciate your solidarity with us, Paul. Thank you. And to Ray Chadwick and the team here, it's so good to know as a candidate for office that we've got a deep bench of people who are committed to the Republican Party and conservative principles, who aren't picking sides but are going to work for the nominee, and that's very important for our leadership structure up and down our party. I can tell you firsthand experience, it's very important to have a party that's unified, a party that is bringing together the factions within our party to work for a common purpose, and that's to restore freedom and liberty to our people here in New Hampshire, and by extension to the nation. I'm a candidate for governor. I've been a candidate now for 9 months. 9 months. And I started because I had the endorsement of the most principled, conservative, summa cum laude, computer science major, field hockey goalie, calculus teacher, and mom of our 2 children who decided to be a stay-at-home mom. Thank you, Betty, for being such a great supporter. Betty's taught high school for years, has been involved in the community, and when I say to our Democratic friends, if you want to challenge a stay-at-home mom, don't mess with Betty. Don't mess with Betty. She's going to be there with us the whole way. And I thank you for that. It is Flag Day, and I wanted to comment about the importance of remembering what the flag stands for. When you look at the flag and you see the 13 stripes, you look at the flag and see the 50 stars, recognize those 50 stars stand for 50 separate and independent states. Let us never forget that our system of government is founded on the principle of dual sovereignty. We are not subsidiaries of the federal government. We are not subsidiaries of Washington. We don't do what Washington tells us, except to the extent that we've delegated power, enumerated powers under the Constitution, to Washington. It's about time we rediscover the 10th Amendment in New Hampshire, asserting our rights here in New Hampshire. And our men and women wear the uniform and represent the United States of America abroad. They're not carrying or fighting under the flag of a king or a queen. I'm a former social studies teacher, so I always like to remind my students about this. America is a radical change or departure from what used to be the way human beings organized themselves. And unfortunately, they weren't organized. Most nations had a king or a queen, and people went to battle under the flag of the king or the queen. Our men and women go under the flag of these United States of America, which represent you and me, and they are there fighting for us each and every day and representing us, and we owe them a great debt of gratitude. But all veterans who are here, please stand and be recognized by the audience. Please. It is important to remember the flag and what it stands for, and the principles that we believe in. And Paul is quite right when he calls upon the candidates and the activists to start persuading our fellow citizens about what is great about America. And what's great about America is not the size of its government, except if it's limited. What's great about America is not the amount of money it spends, unless it's balanced. What's great about America is not adherence to a national policy that is a front to New Hampshire or to any state. We are the live free or die state. Why is it that we are not suing the federal government on Obama ask me that, want to answer me that question? That's because we've had failed leadership in the governor's office over the last 8 years. And the very first thing I'll do as governor is direct the Attorney General to join the suits with the other states against the federal government on Obamacare. Very first thing. The New Hampshire Constitution allows the governor to bring an action in his name on behalf of the state and the people, recognizing that this Attorney General has been appointed by Governor Lynch and may very well say, I'm a constitutional officer, I don't agree with the policy, I won't do it. I'll do it myself. I'll bring that suit myself. An event like this is very important for party unity and to bring disparate parts of our party. We've been through some tough times, haven't we, over the last few weeks, months, and perhaps 2 years, right? And Gary Hopper, a great supporter from Ware, is chuckling because you have been. Those men and women who served in the legislature in particular, you are our front lines, you are our citizen servants. $100 a year is not a professional legislature, it's a citizen legislature, and we honor that tradition and that system of legislation. But it's been tough. Let's refresh ourselves and unify. We need to reach out to people who are independents and Democrats, conservative-minded Democrats who really should be with us, and we should invite them to our cause. I'm proud that when we first started this campaign, we were able to announce 250 steering committee members, now well over 350. We stopped adding to that list because it was getting a little unwieldy. We're bringing people from Tea Party activists, traditional Republicans. Could you imagine having a steering committee that has Jack Kimball and Senator Judd Gregg on it? That is a diverse group. And everyone in between and on either side, we are very proud of the team we're putting together. And I want to continue to build a team that will not just win in a primary, but win in a general election. We have to have our eyes on the prize. Let's make sure that this primary is worth winning so we can win in the general election. And that means up and down the ticket. In contested races, Republican primaries are going to be hotly contested, as they always are. Let's focus on the Democrats and their failed agenda and their failed leadership, not each other. Let's work together so our supporters can come together on the day after the primary and work together. I'd like to think that I stand before you as someone who's shown how that can be done. The U.S. Senate race was one tough contest, wasn't it? And the day after the primary, when I endorsed Kelly Ayotte, I knew I did the right thing. And I'm proud to call Kelly Ayotte my U.S. Senator. How about you? Are you proud to call Kelly Ayotte? It's critically important we conduct ourselves in a way that's civil and decent to one another. Let's focus on issues and policy, not petty partisanship. And that's true here. If I'm elected governor, or if I'm nominated to be your Republican nominee, let me tell you how it's going to be in the debates with Maggie Hassan, or Jackie Silly, or Maggie Silly, or Jackie Hassan, whatever the combination is. I'm going to stand there, first of all, I'm going to say I'm a traditional Republican, and I'm pledged to veto a broad-based sales or income tax. When Maggie Hassan turns around and says, oh, but I'm opposed to an income tax too, I'm going to say, you're not credible, Maggie. You don't believe in this. You have a conversion experience that's politically motivated. You supported an income tax in the past. You've opposed a constitutional amendment on education funding. If you oppose a constitutional amendment, you are for an income tax or sales tax or some broad-based tax. The two are irreconcilable. And your spending pattern, your voting pattern, shows that you're willing to spend this into a broad-based tax. You are not credible, and you don't have the experience that proves that what you say is true. And when she says, oh, I want Maggie Care again as a health care solution, and those of you who know Maggie Care, that's a proposal to basically have the state control health care. I'm going to say, you know what, we need free market changes in health care, Maggie. I practice law in health care. I've represented Catholic Medical Center for years, and I've dealt with some of the thorniest issues in health care as a business lawyer. And I know that health care is the biggest drag on job creation in New Hampshire. Unless we bring in other insurance companies into the state, reduce and eliminate the rules and regulations that are a barrier to lowering costs, improving quality, and stand with our providers, we're not going to have the health care that we need, and we're not going to be able to spur the economic development we need to do. And when she talks about other policies, whether it's support for Reggie, whether it's support for issues like opposing right to work. We're going to be able to post up every step of the way with the people of the state, not big government or big labor. And I'll be that person who post up with her, or like I say, Jackie Silly, whoever the Democrats nominate. So, I'm asking you to join our team. I'm asking you to join our team now. Ovide2012.com is our website. If you want to be an O Depot, we'd love to have you join that network. Lou Krause is here, our field director in the back. He can sign you up, tell you what that means. And I ask you to be my eyes and ears while I try to be your voice in this campaign trail. And it's certainly going to ask that if on the inauguration day I take the oath of office on behalf of the citizens of New Hampshire. We have got to work together. This is not going to be easy work. This is our time, this is our hour as New Hampshire conservatives, New Hampshire Republicans, to restore the rightful place of state government in our national equation and to resist the temptation, actually actively fight the downward spiral which we'll be headed in if Barack Obama is re-elected president, and we need to fight to make sure he is not. Are you with me on that? And then, here we can chart a new course for our state. So we have a state that's worthy of our children and our grandchildren, and it means across-the-board reform. We need leadership for a change. I have leadership experience in business, in government, and in the civic and charitable world to bring to bear, and we'll get it done for the people of this great state. God bless you, God bless America, and God bless the great state of New Hampshire. Thank you very much.
Crop TV.